Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon, professors, colleagues, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for joining the third InHeart Research Talk series in 2022. So today with us, we have a very distinguished guest. We have Professor Irwandi from the International Institute for Halal Research and Training. So let me introduce our guest. Professor Irwandi is the King Faisal International Prize 2018 laureate in service to Islam. He obtained his bachelor degree in food technology and human nutrition from Bogor Agricultural University, Indonesia. Prof Irwandi obtained his master's and PhD in food chemistry and biochemistry from University Putra, Malaysia. During his PhD time, Prof Irwandi also had the opportunity to do a twinning program at the Department of Food, Nutrition and Health, the University of British Columbia, Canada. He performed his postdoc at the National Food Research Institute, Tsukuba, Japan. For many years, Prof Irwandi has been known as Halal scientist. He contributed to the Muslim Ummah and served to Islam through his never-ending studies on the scientific halal-related issues and returned the findings back to the community through his research publications, books, book chapters, and also halal-related training, education, and community services. To date, Professor Irwandi has more than 190 scientific papers published in good international journals, contributed to 35 book chapters, and also presented more than 250 research papers in international conferences, including keynote address and also invited lectures. He has written also more than 30 non-referred and mass media scientific articles. His dedication to research has enabled him to file 6 patents under his name, and his outstanding achievement is recognized both locally and internationally from more than 60 scientific awards, including the King Faisal International Prize in 2018. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our guest today, Professor Irwandi, to deliver his talk. Prof Irwandi, tafadhal.
Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Amal, as a moderator for today's event. First of all, I would like to thank InHeart for kindly inviting me to this talk series, Halal Research Talk Series number 3, 2020-22. I would like to welcome all the members of InHeart and also participants of this event, perhaps from outside the university. Allow me to share my PowerPoint, slide presentation. Okay, today I would like to share with all the participants topics entitled Challenges in Producing Halal Materials in Muslim Countries. My name Irwandi Jaswir. Currently I'm attached to International Institute for Halal Research and Training. Okay, why halal? I think everyone knows that it is a big market, a huge market, amounted 3.1 trillion a year. It is a very, very attractive market that everyone, including non-Muslim majority countries, interested to get into the halal industry. So it consists of various sectors in halal. Islamic finance is one of them. Halal food, halal travel, cosmetics and pharmaceuticals, personal cares, logistics, etc. So in total, some said 3.1 trillion, but I believe it is very, very pessimistic figures, because it is also projected in 2025 it will reach 9.7 trillion dollars. Whatever the figure is, it shows that halal market is very, very attractive, very, very interesting. And then the question is now how we can contribute to the development of the halal industry. For us, halal, as a Muslim, is very, very important. It is not only an obligation to God and our religion, but apart from that, it also meaningful, in the sense of economic welfare, for example, because halal give added value and promote trade and investment. Halal also increases the domestic demand, and it will provide a huge global halal market potential. So in the world at the moment, there are 1.8 billion Muslim population, or perhaps 2 billion. But if the product is halal and tayyib, halal and quality, and the actual market of halal industry actually is more than 2 billion Muslim population. It could be 5 billion Muslim population, similar to the number of population of the Muslim, or number of population of human beings on earth. And then halal will also provide the people welfare. The halal industry provides a broader job opportunities, executive, and then businessmen, entrepreneurs, scientists, etc. And it will increase the safety of the products. As we know that Malaysia is ranked #1 in the global Islamic economy index, and then followed by Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Indonesia, Jordan, etc. But the real question actually, and also the topic of today's talk, is how much that we enjoy the cake of 3.1 trillion of the halal industry. Okay, fine, we are ranked #1 or #2 or #3, but in terms of revenue from our halal industry, how much that we actually obtain, we actually gain. This is always, I always question myself about this. So halal is our own industry. Only Muslim recognize halal, in the beginning, because it is our obligation to our religion. But now the reality is that halal industry is dominated by non-Muslim majority countries. Okay, so as if we provide the industry for non-Muslim majority countries. We do not condemn non-Muslim majority countries, our brothers, non-Muslim brothers, but the self-criticism to us is that how we can improve ourselves so that we can also enjoy the cake of 3.1 trillion. I appreciate what Malaysian government has done, to put to place Malaysia the global halal hub. But until now, we still see that many non-Muslim majority countries dominated certain sectors in halal industry. If Malaysia is not, enjoying much the halal industry, the 3.1 trillion, how can we say to other Muslim countries? Yeah, in the third world, most of them in the third world countries. So we see the figures after this. For example, this one, this is halal food. Yeah, we provide the luxurious, huge market for the halal industry. Among the top 5 countries that provide market there, this is a market, not producers. Market is among them is Indonesia, for example, Bangladesh, Pakistan, etc. But when we see the figures, $200 billion, yeah, in 2000, this is the figure 2020, of food are imported to OIC countries. Meaning that our halal food provided by non-OIC member countries. This is in food, yeah. For example, from USA, from Brazil, from Russia, from China, and from India. Next. This is halal pharmaceutical. I think the scenario even worse, yeah, because we are not capable of producing a pharmaceutical ourselves. We are not talking about halal pharmaceutical. Our own pharmaceutical, we are not capable of producing it. So here we can see that among the top market here is like Indonesia, and Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Algeria, and Germany, and Algeria, yeah. And the halal pharmaceutical that we import, yeah, to OIC member country include USA, yeah, and then Germany, France, India, and Switzerland. So it's the top 5 countries. And we import halal pharmaceutical, 539 billion a year, US dollars. Yeah. So this is in pharmaceutical. Next, this is in cosmetic. Yeah, cosmetic we import 13 billion US dollar a year, of the Muslim OIC countries. Yeah, and it is from USA, Ireland, Germany, and France, yeah, and also China. And among the biggest market in OIC countries are Indonesia, Malaysia, Bangladesh, India, and Russia. So this is a Muslim market. So the question is that the fact is that most of our needs, yeah, food, either food, cosmetics, and pharmaceutical are imported. Yeah, so this gives us a big challenge. Yeah, whether development of halal industry is already in the right track. Yeah, the right track. We're supposed to produce the product and export to others, because the concept of halalan tayyiban is that the product can be consumed by either Muslim or non-Muslim. But in reality, our halal products, our needs are imported from other OIC countries. During the pandemic, of course, some of the sectors are very much affected, but some are not much affected. For example, halal food and halal pharmaceuticals, yeah, not very much affected. And it is projected to increase very, very rapidly after the pandemic. Other sectors like cosmetic, of course, yeah, decrease a bit, and traveling, Muslim-friendly traveling, very much affected. We know the changes in terms of the halal industry, from traditional one, food and beverages, and then now the emerging sectors include cosmetic, personal care, and healthcare products. Halal is now seen as the lifestyle. 65% of halal meat from New Zealand, for example, is exported to non-Muslim majority country. And the top 2 countries that imported Malaysian halal products are China and United Kingdom. Both of them are non-Muslim majority countries. So if we cannot provide our needs, what the real problem? I believe one of them is the materials. One of them is the materials. If we cannot produce halal product for ourselves or for Muslim community, so other country will fill the gap. This is the reason in 2018, I received an invitation to give a talk in front of members of parliament in South Korea, and they would like to produce halal meat and poultry because they said if New Zealand, Australia, or Brazil can produce halal product, why not South Korea? And now we see that this country, South Korea, already produce halal meat and halal chicken. And in Dong A University, one of the university that has a collaboration with INHART, they offer Muslim-friendly hospitality and tourism in 2018. This is in the master's degree, master's level. So we see that how serious there are the Muslim, non-Muslim majority countries to get into halal industry in order to get benefit from the development of halal industry globally. This is an example of products from Korea that INHART normally has collaboration. We visited the company, factories, we educate them, and then we do audit and certification. Other countries other than South Korea and Japan, especially during the Olympic here, and after that, the halal market in Japan also increased. In China, the same thing. They already put effort to develop halal industry in China. One of them in Pingdian, where INHA also visited this place. They have a halal hub, international halal hub. They collected all the product from China and they exported to all over the world. And then the product from international market comes to China and in this place, and then distributed to China. And then in Taiwan as well, this is a small country, but they're very focused on agriculture and fisheries now in order to produce halal material. So as we know that there are 3 main issues, but I would like to focus on the raw materials. This is one of the reasons why we always lagging behind our non-Muslim majority counterpart. Okay, the concept of halal is clear to us, is from A to Z. And then some critical areas are there. And then this is where the gap is here. In raw materials, in slaughtering, for example, and the ingredients and additive. Ingredient additive. In food science, we learned that more than 500 food ingredient, types of food ingredients are used in the industry. And then many OIC countries or Muslim countries import these ingredients. I have some data after this year. Among the critical ingredients, pork, lard, and gelatin. This is very, very critical. And then if we do not realize, sometimes it is used in that industry, in small quantities, of course. Gelatin, for example, 65% of gelatin are derived from pigs. Then enzyme, enzyme, rennet, pepsin, trypsin, etc. We have to be careful because some of them are very critical and the halalness might not be there. Emulsifiers as well, because emulsifiers, the mono and diglyceride, they are derived from lipid fraction, lipid molecule. So lard is one of the cheapest fats or oils in the world. And then also the use of intoxicants, blood, etc. So this is some critical areas. Okay, I think I skipped this, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2020, I published this book, Daftar Referensi Bahan-bahan yang memiliki titik kritis halal. This is sponsored or funded by Ministry of Finance of Indonesia. And then I and my team, we study what the critical ingredients that the country, Indonesia, import in large quantities. And we see the gap, we studied the gap, and then we found out that actually the country has the potential, of the raw material of that particular food ingredients. The first one is gelatin, as I mentioned before. None of the, there is none gelatin industry in Indonesia, We have very few, but very, very small, Only household or very, very micro industry, And in the year, Indonesia import in halal gelatin in very, very big quantities, Second one is flavors. Indonesia import a lot of flavors. And then oleoresin, even though we have a very stable herbs and then plants in Indonesia, but we import oleoresin, seasonings, enzyme, we import a lot of food colorants, and then antioxidants, emulsifiers, anti-foaming agent, anti-caking agent, humectants, and a glazing agent. So these are among the ingredients that Indonesia import in large quantities. And I believe the same scenario also happened in other Muslim countries, especially in the third world country. We import a lot. We import a lot. We do not have capability to explore our own potential. If in this book, if after we studied the gap, and we found that actually we have a raw material for each and every of these ingredients, and it is distributed from West Indonesia to the east part of Indonesia. And the problem is that many entrepreneurs as well do not like to develop or produce themselves. Instead, they like to just import and they get the benefit of the profit. Gelatin, it is a protein, denatured collagen, and the source, among the source are skin, bone, and microbial, and it is function as a hydrocolloid. Okay, it is used widely in our daily life, from food uses, dairy products, ice cream, etc. Industrial uses in the cosmetics, personal care, etc. Almost all items of cosmetic need gelatin in the composition, but and then also for pharmaceutical capsule, for example, 65% of the capsule need gelatin, as a ingredient. Then also in the other industry, photography, for example, etc. We conducted a study in 2019. We have feasibility study about the demand and target of production capacity of gelatin in Indonesia. And then the statistic of gelatin import Indonesia in 2017, for example, almost 4 billion kilogram, 4 million kilogram, and about 4 billion Indonesia rupiah. For about 4 billion Indonesia rupiah. And then the figures keep increasing, keep increasing. But when we offer this feasibility study to the industrial sectors, we knock the door of the conglomerate, they're Muslim businessmen, entrepreneurs. Most of them, I think all of them, they are not interested in doing. So yeah, because when they import and they get some margin, is enough. Yeah. So this is one of the challenges that the halal industry Muslim world facing. Okay, our entrepreneurs it's not really give the cooperation. For example, this one also we studied halal gelatin. So it's the funding from Saudi Arabia, and then we develop and then we do market survey, etc. And then they promised to open to establish one factory to produce like this is for camel gelatin. But until now, we do not see it. So this is another problem. UMP Acid and Gelatin. This is the article is quite some time ago, a few years back. But I do not know whether the gelatin industry in Malaysia, in this case in UMP, is already established or not, the factory, the bill or not. And then halal gel, for example, this is also they still purchase the raw material from outside Malaysia. And then another example is the fish gelatin production, whereby I was appointed by MOSTI to become assessor for one of the proposal submitted by a company in Malaysia to apply for government funding. And then after the government fund the projects, and then we do monitorings and evaluation. And then we found out that the raw material is not from Malaysia. The raw material imported from Indonesia. So even though in the beginning they said they would like to we call this to utilize the waste products or buy products of the fisheries industry in Malaysia. Okay. Again, gelatin is very, very critical ingredients, and I think Muslim country need to give focus on this. In 2017, we published this article based on our research study in Saudi Arabia, and then the study was conducted to do survey on the snacks products for children in the country. And then we extracted the gelatin from the finished products. And then we analyzed, we extracted the DNA, we analyzed using PCR. And then our discovery was that 18%, at least in the Saudi market at the time, the snacks product for children contain porcine DNA. This is our finding at the time. And then we published, but of course we do not reveal the name of the country. But this is the scenario again, the scenario in the Muslim country. Ladies and gentlemen, gelatin for pharmaceutical and cosmetics is used as for capsule production, as a soft and 2-piece hard capsule, as a tablet, in the cough drop, for example. It's also excellent stabilizer emulsifier in the pharmaceutical emulsion. And then it is used widely as a external application of drugs to treat various skin disorders. Other common non-halal ingredient in pharmaceuticals, another one is placenta, because it's derived from humans or animals. One day we visited a place in Japan, and then the placenta is from pig, from pig. Still remember that moment, and then also lard Gelatin and collagen is used here, and it is very, very common. And then also emulsifiers. Okay. In dental material, our students here finding in the thesis, master student. Some of dental material contain bovine gelatin, some of them contain porcine gelatin. So this is our lab, we exposed to it here. And then this is how we conducted a study, specificity of porcine and bovine primers in the dental materials. Okay, that's why I think gelatin is one of the critical ingredients that we need to put emphasis on that, and then we need to not only to study but also to produce ourselves. Past and current research on gelatin that we have conducted here by InHeart in collaboration with others as well. We produce pharmaceutical capsule from goat skin, gelatin, and then we got 2 patents here, and then one published paper just published yesterday, I think, in Q1 journal. But again, we prefer that our patent is to be licensed actually, but until now it's very hard to get the partners. And the fish gelatin, we studied more than 30 species of fish. And then some are good, some are, comparable to mammalian gelatin. And then the production of fish gelatin nanoparticle, I think the trend is that in the future, the nanotechnology, development of nanomaterials, nano size, etc., will be there. And then we at InHeart already started the study. Some of our graduate, postgraduate students already graduated after conducting the study in that nanomaterials, for halal nanomaterials. And of course, one study, another study, Camal Gelatin Project with Kingside University. This is pilot plant of gelatin and derivative located in UKM. And now the trend is that a lot of newly derived products, or ingredients between collagen and gelatin. So the product in the middle already produced now, and then it is used in various sectors, mostly in pharmaceutical and personal care, but as well as in the functional food, So the true advancement of the enzyme technology, now you can cut the polypeptide wherever you like. So and then the product derivative product is used here widely in various industry. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, this is the maps of Muslim populations. The green, and also the dark green is the Shia, the green one is the Sunni. And it showed that how big the market is. So the question again to us is that whether we can suffice or we can produce our needs sufficiently, and or we trade among the Muslim countries only. Okay, this is a distribution of world population growth, and then we see the Muslim, where the Muslim, for gross population, and this one also reflect the advancement of the country. So the country normally the world population growth decrease. And then see here, okay, and then some in Africa, the Muslim country. And then this is the world income growth. World income growth. Yes, most of the Muslim country, the income growth is not that high. So the challenge is that we have a very big population growth, but at the same time our income growth is not that high, compared to other countries. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would say that this is one of the reasons, yeah, because why Muslim country cannot produce the halal material even for themselves. Because the lacking of technology, the lacking of knowledge, yeah, and then perhaps also the economic is not that good, yeah, so that they have no innovation to produce themselves. But some of Muslim countries, they are very, very good in terms of economy, but still they do not produce. Yeah, so this is the thing that we have to think here together, sit together, and see what happened here to the Muslim country. If we relate to research and innovations, yeah, what happened in the Muslim countries compared to non-Muslim majority countries? This is a study I took from Nature. Yeah, some times ago. Maybe the data is not so updated here, but at least we have some figures here. Science Citation Index and Social Science Citation Index. 47 OIC members country, we have 13, yeah, per 1 million population. Okay, while world average is 137. Okay, we are very, very much below, yeah, the world average. And then 14 out of 28 least productive nation, yeah, are OIC members. So least productive nation in terms of scientific productivity. Yeah? So about 50% are OIC members. And non-OIC members reach 107. Yeah, where the figures 13. Yeah, okay. And this is the publication among, yeah, the Muslim country, and most of them are very, very low, below 500 per capita, yeah, per 1 million population. Yeah, only very few, 1 or 2 countries that emerge. Yeah. Another issue is that our research innovation, including research in halal industry, yeah, first is lacking in R&D investment. Most of the Muslim country, we are lacking R&D investment. Average, yeah, we have only 0.34 of our GDP for R&D in total Muslim countries, yeah, while global average is 2.46. So it seems that we are not interested in doing research and innovation. So how can we expect that our halal products, yeah, our needs, yeah, are fulfilled, yeah, by ourselves? It's almost impossible. Yeah. Some rich OIC members, for example, Brunei Darussalam, yeah, Kuwait, yeah, Bahrain, Qatar, Arab Saudi, and Uni Emirat, 0.2% of the GDP. Yeah. And this is world average is 10% among the rich countries. Yeah. Okay. Ironically, yeah, 6 out of 10 top countries with highest spending on military, yeah, are OIC members. So this is something that we had to think. Yeah, this is very, very funny data to me. Yeah, that we spend more towards purchasing military equipment, yeah, instead of doing research and innovations. Yeah, so this is some data that I took from Nature. Yeah, Nature. And this is some group of the country. I think you can skip this, where place high income, for example, Bahrain, Brunei, yeah, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Arab Emirates. Upper middle, Malaysia is fall under this category, and the lower middle and also the low income group. Yeah, a majority, I think, yeah, OIC country, low income group. This is the data here. I took these 2 slides from academic science because I feel it is very much related. Yeah, even Malaysia as a sample of the good example of the Muslim OIC countries. Yeah, our innovation capability is still below other advanced countries like Korea, 81%, Japan, 73%, while in Malaysia only 21%. In Malaysia, only 21%. You can imagine other Muslim countries, because Malaysia is the best, among the best in the Muslim country. So this is one of the reasons as well. And then, of course, if we see what the trend of future, this is the future technology. And then how can we grab this opportunity, or we get into this technology so that we are not lagging behind in the future. We have to put a lot of efforts. 6 out of 10 of this related to IT, I think. And 4G, 5G, blockchains, data science, etc. So we need to focus on this as well, so that we are not lagging behind. Okay. One of the example I always mention this in my class, that this is a different mindset. When we visited, I think I went there with Dr. Izzat at the time, in the one village in South Korea, where in this village they provide this type of lime, fruits. And then by the government, they provide 2 biofermenter. You see in the picture number 3 on top. 3 from left, that 2 biofermenter that can convert this fruit into alcohol and then continuously fermented to produce vinegar. And now vinegar from this village has been exported to 43 Muslim countries. And then when we asked them why Muslim country, they said that this is a prophetic diet. They read the hadith saying that the vinegar is a remedy for our body, and then they create the industry. They create the industry and then they export to us. Again, their research and innovation is very, very important if we really want to grab the opportunity in the halal industry. That's why we start maybe with little effort that we do at INHART. Some of our students started studying gelatin nanoparticles, because the trend in the future is nanoparticle for food and pharmaceuticals. There are 4 PhD theses graduated from my lab, I think, last year. And then 2 of them related to the use of nanoparticle as an encapsulating agent for food and pharmaceutical applications. Alhamdulillah, we hope that more and more students doing research in this area. Finally, before I end my presentation, this is a journal that we have, International Journal of Halal Research. We welcome all the participants here to submit your manuscript to this journal, and then inshallah we will publish here. It is the scope is science and non-science, as long as it's related to halal industry. Thank you very much. I get back to Dr. Amar. Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam warahmatullah. Thank you very much, Prof Irwandi, for the insightful talk. Indeed, we are actually knowing here from your talk our position as Muslims and also as halal producers for halal material, and perhaps we still need to work harder to lead the way for the halal industry, Prof. So perhaps we can have a few questions. I actually have one that was sent to me by Dr. Nura. So Dr. Nura is asking, Prof, what is your opinion about the artificial food products, like, for example, the lab-based meat? Do you think that this is an indicator to the issue of food insecurity to get halal ingredients, Prof?
Yeah, it is indication of the food insecurity, yes, because we do not have enough food. The problem of artificial meat or the meat that produced in the lab is that the halalness. Yeah, we need to ensure that, yeah, because in general, the fatwa said the biotechnology product is halal as long as all the material used in the production from A to Z during the production halal. Yeah, so if it is meat, artificial meat, and then we have to make sure that everything must be halal, yeah, including the media use, including the ingredients, each and every ingredient used in the production. With regard to the halal industry, of course, yeah, I think for most of the Muslim countries now, we are not yet in that level. Yeah. First, we do not have the capability, technology we do not have. But for sure that we are lacking of protein. So the protein shortage in the world is very, very scary. Yeah. And then this is the reason why a lot of innovation, yeah, try to produce artificial meat because protein shortage. But I think still in many Muslim countries, we do not explore our potential yet. Our fish, a lot of fish, and then, yeah, but yeah, sometimes we still import a lot, yeah. Why not we grow the chicken ourselves, you know? We produce a new breed of chicken, for example. And then, you know, this breed of chicken in the world, only 5 companies dominated. So we can produce, I think, many universities offering animal science program. Yeah, so, and this is whether we want or we do not want, I think. And then, of course, we need a push from the government in order for us to work faster and harder. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Prof, I have a question actually. It's not really a question. Maybe I would like to have hear your opinion on some debate. As we know, currently Muslim trends, or they are trying to label things halal for marketing, and then you could see that we have the sectors like fashion and also media labeled as halal, whereby it's actually not really halal, but maybe we could say it's a modest fashion. And when they are trying to market that, we get lots of feedback from the Western or the non-Muslim. Why are you labeling this as halal, which is actually just a normal fashion? Or so what do you comment about that, Prof?
Yeah, but to me, could be agree or not. Yeah, at one point, yeah, of course, our priority should be given to food, pharmaceuticals, yeah, and then maybe after that cosmetics, yeah, because this is the basic needs of what we need here. And then other things, yeah, like recently, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I read in newspaper that furniture also to be labeled halal. I don't think is needed. Yeah, I don't think it's needed. So put things in the right way. Actually, yeah. If it is not necessary, why should we? Yeah, it's exaggerative. And then correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, and that I think in Hadith say that Islam is easy. This religion is easy. It doesn't make it complicated. Yeah. So to me, this is the basis. Yeah. to do business in halal industry. It is not needed. If, for example, the food, you can categorize lux food, middle class food is fine, as long as it is halal, because we need it. Maybe some people, they just cannot take the simple food, they need the food that serve, in very, very good restaurants. So this is fine. But to label things that not necessarily, like Indonesia recently, there is an issue also that the hijab is labeled halal, and then they said, oh, if you look into detail, yes, there is possibility for non-halal contamination, but in general, I don't think it's needed. Yeah, I don't think it's needed. And then you mukena, telekung, the food halal, what that is too much, and because unless it doesn't cost extra cost to the consumers, this is fine. But if it give extra cost to the consumers, and then it's not right. This is my personal opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Indeed, we have to focus to the necessity first, right, Prof?
Yes, because we already left behind, in terms of food, functional food, and then don't talk about pharmaceutical. Pharmaceutical, we are not comparable at all. We do not produce anything. I would say that, we are not produce anything. So why should we be busy with something that unnecessary to me, at the moment?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much, Prof. We have, I think, one more question from Sadiq in the chat room. So he is asking, Prof, being a Muslim and a student of halal industry, how do I ensure of my research is actually responsible and innovative at the same time, fulfilling the maqasid al-Sharia? And please share some strategies or perhaps tips for students who are so confused and not sure about their research. What are some criteria we should consider to select our research topic that is responsible and innovative one?
Thank you, Brother Siddiq. I think you can come to my room and we talk. We sit together. The tip is very simple. As long as it is useful. I still remember one of the quote from one professor, this Nobel Prize winner, professor in chemistry. It is I think from Pakistan, I think his name. He said that no basic and applied research. Sometimes people categorize it. Oh, this is basic research, fundamental research. Even in our grant also, FRGS, etc. He said there is no basic or applied research. So the research, as long as your research is useful to solve the problem, so it's fine whether basic or fundamental or applied research, as long as it is useful to solve the problem. So the first tips that I could share here is that you find what the problem actually, the problem which is real, not just for the sake of proposal defense or proposal submission. And no, this is a real problem. Sometimes you get the idea and then you justify your idea. So it's wrong. So you have to start with that problem. What the real problem in that industry or in the society. So I think how to find this. And then we have a lot of problems. In my experience, I think back early 2000 or end of 1990s, when I did my PhD, and then the problem was the issue of lard, or lemak khinzir. Not only in Malaysia, also in many other Muslim countries. That the issue of lard, or porcine contamination is on and off. Today is on, and then even a couple of years ago, there is still Cadbury issues, and all the things. So I started with that because when I did my PhD was on lipid biochemistry. I know how to analyze fat, soil, etc. And then I just shift a little bit the application of my research my instrumental analysis to detect non-halal contamination. So this is the beginning of my involvement in halal research. Yeah, so Brother Siddiq, you may discuss with your supervisor what the real, yeah. I think all the research should be based on the real problem in the halal industry. We have to and then after that is just follow that. So inshallah, yeah. It would be, as long as you solve the problem, the society is already in line with Maqasid Sharia. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Very much, Prof. I think perhaps we can take the last question from Dr. Farahida, Prof.
Yeah.
She's asking about, you said that about the shortage in protein. What the root cause is because we are over consuming, and sometimes there are also issues in food wastage. So is it possible or positive action if we produce protein more and more? Do R&D and innovation more and more about protein production instead of educate people to eat less?
I think both initiatives need to be done. Yeah, because I have the statistic, yeah, Dr. Farah. I will share with you later that in the world, protein shortage is real. Yeah, and because the reason is that the protein is expensive compared to fat, compared to carbohydrate, because our protein is more expensive. And then a lot of what is kind of disease, yeah, that related to protein in the world, yeah. Protein insufficiency is there. Even in the country that we think that no such things. Like I think in my own country, Indonesia, we have shortage of protein certain percentage. So I have the data on that, yeah. And then also in many Muslim OIC countries, yeah, OIC countries, I heard that some of the countries, yeah, we can see that what the protein consumption a year per capita, and then we see the level of the country. Advanced country, normally they eat a lot. Yeah, they eat a lot. But some of the Muslim country very sadly saying that some are very minimum, and some of them is just consume. Yeah, I read the article and I cried. Yeah, some of them just consume once a year during the Idul Adha. This is written in the article. So this real, but if we want to educate other people not to waste the food, will be excellent. Yeah. So I think both initiatives need to be done. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. The additional comment from Dr. Farah, Prof, about the feasibility study that you have mentioned. She asked whether Prof have included estimated investment that is needed to set up the halal gelatin manufacturing plant at economical and competitive scale. If yes, how much would that be, Prof?
Yeah, the simple one, the one of the project that where I was the panel at the time, yeah, as a panel appointed by MOSTI for one startup located in Bangi. You may see that the company now in Bangi, the government funded about 4 million ringgit. I think this is the minimum, yeah, to purchase few equipment. Yeah, mostly it is a mixer, and then the most expensive one is a spray dryer. There's a 2 big spray dryer, yeah. And then alhamdulillah, now the company in Bangi, they export the product to Australia. I had, yeah, to Australia. So below that is maybe on the very small scale, and then not really attractive for investor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Prof, I think we have reached the end of our session. So we really would like to thank you, Prof, for sharing this insightful talk today, and then some of the data that will help perhaps to push the researchers forward to lead the halal industry and also halal research to the best for our ummah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So yeah, I think with that, if you have any further questions, maybe you would like to ask Prof Irwandi directly, you could always email him. and Prof will respond, inshallah. You can also find him on Facebook. I think he's quite active on Facebook as well. So you could always PM and then Prof, inshallah, will be answering your questions. So thank you everyone for participating today. And we hope that inshallah, the research for halal science will be better in the future. And with that, let us close our session today with Tasbih, Farah, and Surah. Thank you very much, Prof, and thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Amma.